But they've disrespected their fathers and everything. And he died now. It's, can't get justice. And yeah, I feel a little angry at times, so I let go of it. I got a form there. I'm changing my whole legal name. I'm leaving Ontario for good. I told a rancher woman out west what happened to my horses here. You leave. That's why we hate Ontario. You leave, and come out here. Work with us. If you do equine assisted therapy, we're interested. You leave. I will never work for another man in Ontario. Now, I sound angry. I'm going to tell you why. Uh, my life, I had mental health issues because I burnt out. There's a woman in BC that had the same thing. We do the wrong jobs, okay? I'm a highly sensitive person. I grew up in the country. I started driving cab, and being an empathic, sensitive person, I care about people, but I couldn't manage it. So they labeled me bipolar, and I almost died with the drugs he was pushing. Now, if they cut me off, I'm going to tell you, he was doing malpractice. He wasn't paying attention or listening to me. I'm not saying every psychiatrist is wrong, but bipolar was a real sicker. I had a horse beaten to death, and I told him out there, I murder. Yeah, he came in, and I won't work for people. But they're forcing me into working for people. I will not do it again. I started driving a taxi because my mother was sick. Nobody has any compassion or hearing a story. That's why I'm against the Western form of psychology. There's a story in every thing. Goes back a long way. Oh, it's complicated. Well, they were yelling at me. They never came around to see me when my brother died. And I was really sad, but that's life. What did I learn from it? Suffering because of them. Anger? Well, they're getting their karma. I don't worry about them. I lost a lot of money, but I got my Canada pension. I'm still alive. And I'm going to move. Because if I can't get justice and a lawyer will not listen to me, I pack up and go. And I'll sue from there. I might do a lawsuit against the province of Ontario from Alberta. Because I tell you, there's lawyers out there who got more kick than Ontario. They say Ontario's got a justice system. No, I've never found that. I've been shot at. Yeah, shot at because I was driving a taxi. And I thought there'd be justice on that, where the guy would reform. Oh, hell no. They let him out and he murdered somebody. So I'm going to tell you, we've lost 2 police officers, a police job in Toronto. Where's the justice system? But this was a civil law, and I can't get any law on it. I've been deleting the archives for years. Ontario's a dump. It's got bad. Why live here? This isn't for me. There's nowhere to grow food. They said out there, will you grow a garden? Oh, yeah. It's too expensive to live this way. So, I'm just putting the kettle on. But, I mean, no justice. So, I'm driving along. This is a story. We'll finish it. And he shot at me and fired a couple of rounds. He never hit me. But he wanted the money. He got the money. And he got the taxi cab and he stole it. And the police were out hunting for him. Helicopter and everything. Searching for this crazy man. He got up to Sault Ste. Marie. They told me, did you steal a credit card? Yeah, it was a Sears card back then. 89. Can't you let that go? No, he never. As I'm driving along, I saw the police came up. Here's your wallet back there. The car was full of about 1,500 rounds of shotgun shells. He was dangerous. I ask you what's wrong with the justice system in Canada. They just let them out. So I'm driving along with my ex-wife, was my wife, Oh, God, he just murdered somebody. Yeah. We had 2 police officers murdered up here. Now, I got friends, and they're police officers. They're asking me, what the heck is this? He escaped custody. He had a 12-gauge sawed-off. 12-gauge sawed-off is a restricted weapon under the law of Ontario, federal law. You can have a shotgun, but not a sawed-off. It was in a hockey bag. But I survived. They said, you know something, Greg? I said, what? They made the taxis that they had with cameras in them. You were part of that thing, but I didn't get any money out of it. I did get a bit of money, and I stole everything I had. Now, I won't sign off on the estate. They want me to sign off on not taking action. I can't get a lawyer here. I've tried. I think they're on the take because this is a greedy damn place. Out west, the property values aren't that high. And I'm going to live on a ranch and work on horses. I've had a lot of pain here. Now, I know cutting cords, energy-wise, is forgiving them, letting them go. You know, they're saying karma follows people. We don't have to punish people. If they got any, they wouldn't call me. They wouldn't talk to me. I talked to their lawyer, and he was just can't do anything about it. The legal system doesn't work. I think Canada's falling legally, except Alberta. I saw good justice out there. And that's against the Alberta Human Rights Code. If you desert your family member, I was really hurt. I had a band come in and feed me. Listen, when we're in grief, we need a family to come around, not a notice to leave because we're ransacking the house to get money. I can prove that this place was manipulated. So I talked to a lawyer, and I got really mad. He was a local one. He said, you don't own it. It's not your property. It was manipulated. But he wouldn't listen. So I told him to go bugger off. And I was really angry. I never get that bad. But I know now, I was talking to her out there. It's redneck Alberta. Leave. We hate Ontario. Well, I see now, I understand, because I was getting good treatment out in Alberta, except the shelters were dreadful, and Calgary is a dump. And there's a people out there that were deserted. But I got money now. I'll go out there and make a living. They don't give any discounts for seniors in any of the banks. Nothing. No seniors plans. Credit unions do. That's what I want. I want every advantage I can as a senior citizen of Canada that's got good health. If I stay here, my health goes down because I'm living on the food bank. I cut in ties with Ontario. I came out here and I asked why I came back. Well, I'll tell you, sometimes it's called exposure therapy to the problem. But you see the problem, you can't live here. I think Ontario is a bad province now. I don't think it's very good. I look around, I see the amount of crime, I see angry kids on the street. But I'm going around breaking the law. I can't afford the area. I'm leaving. There's no housing anywhere. And there was always the promise that he'd lower the housing market. No, it's pocket line. No transparency, Doug. We need transparency where you're getting the funds. Prices. I lost that house. That was my home. My brother. I did a couple of stupid things. And one of them was signing the house over to him for 20,000. Why? I wanted to see Australia. He says, "I'll give you 20,000." I don't want. I want you. You bought me out. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't that good a house, but we had memories, and I got some of the pictures back, but I don't want any to do with them. They sold a lot of stuff on me. I'll take it out to Alberta. Nothing's written in stone, but they say it is. And if I'm working and making money, I might let it go. I just learned something. Deception. deceit. People deceive you to get money. And I cut off my family because there's a value I have. Greed is not good, and I cut her off. She's writing me every day, oh, greed's good. Where did she get that? Taking things that don't belong to you? You know, my foundation of life was morals and ethics. And if we don't have them, we don't have a cornerstone of life to live. And one ethic is you don't take what isn't yours. But they said it wasn't yours. Well, you stole from me. But he wouldn't listen. I'm not going to use lawyers in Ontario. I think they're on the take for real estate. I've got a lot of women out here. They can't get any justice. I had a hell of a time getting a divorce. I had to go to another area. I'll tell you another thing. They didn't pay off my a bill that a guy came in and manipulated my brother to get all these channels. He said, lie to him and put it in his name. I guess I was stupid to allow him to. But he lied. And I said, just lie. So you get all these channels. They'll save me money. $3,000 there. I go, Rogers. I need a lawyer, and I'll get out of Ontario. Like I've been trying to get insurance for my business. She says, no, it's too busy. They don't like me here. Because I hate the town now. It was my home, but it's changed. Shouldn't hate the town, but it's not for me. It's an elitist area. And who's an elite? Maybe it's the Australian in me. So who's an elite? Ponzi scheme, hedge funder, these brokers, they're crashing the market, elites. Well, I found a few ranches out there, a nice little place to live. Price is a little not bad because they got Wi-Fi included. The Wi-Fi was going up there, bothering me and wanting me to put TV, and I don't like TV. I don't like bad news. I don't want all those stations. I just want Wi-Fi for my business. She said, I found 2 places out there, all included nice big rooms above a driving arena. You know, nice big. This one out there, she's in Sundre Ranch. Nice fireplace, wood stove. The other one's nice too. It's cold out there. I like to live out in their Sundre. It's a lot of wood. And go to a farmer's market and get fruits and vegetables. No box stores. I was out in Bonnyville. Guys saying there's no box stores here. That's good. See, the Bonnyville government, municipal government, I think, knew box stores are raising the economy. And that's what I see in town. In Alberta, they have less of them. Here, tons of box stores. So they got food banks. There's no food except those box stores. So they're awful price. I don't feel like paying prices. No income tax return after paying so much hydro and everything. I'm going to leave. Taxes are really high. I think the country's broke. I think the province of Ontario's broke. I think it's the responsibility of the Alberta government to cut ties with Canada. I really do. The White Rose Party. I was not much for Harper, but I think they got a point. Everything's costing so much money. And they just want to have a private pension. I go out there, I'll get a pension for Alberta. I had 3 months in out there. I might add to it. They'll find the records. And everything's easy to get online. It's not the bureaucratic red tape. Jason Kenney did do some good. He got rid of the bureaucracy. You can go online and see everything there. You can talk to people. And they make sense. Not here. So she says, we hate Ontario. What am I talking to an Ontario person for? We're redneck Alberta. Listen, man. I was working at he and Miller. He left Ontario. I understand. It's elitism and greed and living an illusion that the province is good. There's no manufacturing here anymore. It's just a vacant shell, a bunch of pretend people. They got fake money and robbing each other through the legal system. Stolen land. But as long as I can build my money in the bank and do a bit of energy healing, I'm not going to live in Ontario. There's in some other parts of Calgary, and prices are going up. Strathmore is very expensive now. And I could go back to Bonnyville. I think I'd be better out there near. I'd like to get in a ranch and just work there and look after horses. I had another one I found there and on Facebook. They're interested, but he says I gotta ask my wife. That's the problem. The wife always says last say, and that's always killed me. This woman doesn't have a husband. So I might be better. She says, just give me a down payment. Doing it this month when I'm flying out. Where are you gonna live? Well, I'll go and get a motel room. When I get out there, I'm gonna write up and they'll give me $1,000 just for moving out. I'll exchange my driver's license and get an Alberta license. Her friends have got a car for sale. I think it'll be better. I don't like it here. Not the way the medical system's dreadful. Can I tell you that? I'd say Alberta's got a better healthcare system. You have choices. There's a lot of energy healers out there. They're working in hospitals. Nurse practitioners, they're tuned to Reiki, and they know I'm a Reiki master. I said, why did you take the attendance? We're routing sticks here. Sometimes we have to do a little more healing to get things going. It's not so dogmatic. Like you go out to Quebec and there's a kid there that says it's a racket. It's a racket. He's a skeptic. I just looked at his paper. He's out of McGill. Yeah, he spelled it out as a racket. Well, you get out to Alberta, you'll find a lot of people are doing Reiki energy healing. So I could get angry at that. That's not getting angry. I am a very spiritual man. And I love people. But I took my wife to a doctor. He was Chinese, not communist. He was Canadian Chinese. Endocrinologist that does nutrition therapy and diabetes. Can I tell you something? If you don't do what the doctor says, he can't do much for you. He told her to take Tai Chi. There's a Tai Chi course over here. I can't get there. What are you going to do for me? Well, you're eating 5 quarts of ice cream. Not much I can do for you. You're on high insulin. So she had, because of her no self-love, when I learned things, it was a tough marriage. No self-compassion. And I started studying that. No self-compassion. She had drunken brothers. But she shouldn't hold on to it. So I got a family that doesn't care about me. But what can I do? If I don't cut the cord and forgive them and let them go, it'll trail of bitterness all my life. It'll block me. So I'm not getting any services here. No house cleaning. No one to talk to. I go out and drink in a bar and it's so expensive. I can't live here. It's like a prison living in a high priced place. I can't keep up with it. And the phone went out, and I could say there was a reason for it. I was addicted to my iPhone. I bought that, and it works. Doesn't have text on it. But I'm listening to people, and they're saying, stay, Greg, you might go through a hard time. Listen, I never went through a hard time in Alberta, but this town, this has been really hard. Cruel people. I went into a shelter. I was right out of money. They wouldn't rent to me. See, if you got money, they'll rent to you in Alberta. They don't go by a credit score. They go by what you're getting in. And if you can pay it, you got it. And I went up all the way up north. I just went right for the money. I couldn't get a place to live. So I come back and I say, can you help me get a place? No, you went for the money. Oh, that's nice. So I think I came back and spent $18,000 on nothing. Or did I? 18,000 to find out the place is no damn good. I'm trying to leave for Australia, but I was trying to get some hands-on experience and build some money up. I think I can do it out there and make money. The Alberta economy is good. This economy here is bad. There's just tourism. Problem with tourism is that prices go up, and I can't live here. There's no housing even in the North Country. So I'm moving. I got a plane flying out. There's a Canadian citizen with good record, no crime. I'll close that medical files up there, racket. It was Alberta that got me well. There's a lot of things. I'm like Reiki master teachers in Alberta. He's a dear friend of mine. There's a lot of practitioners. And I want to treat horses and make sure we get people in jail that hurt them. I just want a good life for animals and people. And redneck girl, I thought that was a nasty term. Redneck women are what? The kind of women, really. They're bunkians or hardworking women that do chores and look after their horses. I think I see a different thing. I was in Calgary Hospital. I've never seen so much compassion from those nurses. Kindness. Here, dreadful. Dreadful lack of compassion. I got the body of it, and the woman says, she's no nurse. She says, I think what compassion is lacking. Well, I started listening to Jordan Peterson. I didn't like what he said about don't be an empathetic sponge. I was. So I found techniques to deal with being an empath and a sensitive guy. I'm still not shutting down. You can't shut down on PTSD, people's trauma. I've heard some war veterans telling me things that are just beyond your mind, what they're carrying. If they can't express it, you're not helping them. You can't make judgments on people with PTSD. You can't tell a girl that's being raped that you're in the wrong place. That's what they told my wife. Many women go through that. Never, ever judge a victim of sexual abuse. Never do that. What is that? It's an addiction to the judgment system. That's why I'm questioning analytical psychology. People have a dark past. We cut cords with the past, let them move forward. Always diagnosing people and putting a label on them just to sell drugs. A drug's supposed to maybe quieten down that emotional distress. But if you're just keeping people on drugs, there's something wrong with the system. Because they can't get through it. They got to feel, they got to really want to change. Now, as far as I'm concerned, pharmaceutical drugs can be tailored down bit by bit and worked off. But they wouldn't do that. So I got on True Hope. I hope I don't get cut down there. They had a lot of arguments about it, but it got Canadian governments got sued for shutting them down. I got well. Now, I don't know if everybody gets well because I don't generalize. Listen to me. I do not generalize that this would work for you. And that's what I'm here, this blanket statement. Healthcare system. Everybody's different. We try things. And it's always been natural medicine that works for me. And I studied under a man in England, and he said it wasn't working for him. He went through major depression. So he tried holistic therapy. And I have a friend in the United States. He's head of the humanitarian form of psychology. I don't know what that means. I think it means a less judgment system. Freud left the Carl Jung walked away from the analytical stuff that Freud developed. We saying that do that. I have no right to judge a spiritual teacher. I'm going to say something about Dr. Todd Grendon. You don't understand it. See, people go through dark nights of the soul and they awaken. And it's funny, when you're not awakened to yourself and you're an analytical thinker, you're going to use that model all the time. And do I hate him? No, I just don't listen to that. Eckhart Tolle went through a dark night of the soul. So did Teal Swan. Holding people to the past. They're not committed a crime. They went through a different process. And they healed. If somebody's healed or got through something, give them kudos. It's like somebody's been 5 years off of drugs or a drunk that's sobered up. Is he still a drunk? Can't hold people to the past. And if our medical system does that, that's wrong. It needs to change. It's fragmented. And because we're moving ahead to progress. Man upstairs, he had been off all the drugs for 5 years. He needs a reward. Kudos, that's good work. Bravo. Now he's a good man. A person that's committed a crime with influences of being a teenager. And he's been straight goes to jail and he comes out and he's been straight for 35 years. That's good. That shows the justice system's working. And it's showing us that he's reflected that he got influenced and wrong people. Now that's the whole kicker there. We can be good people, but we get influenced with peer groups and connections. We don't know what we're getting into. Be careful who you get around. But when you're young, you're influenced. These guys seem cool. It's not cool. It's crap. He went to jail for it, but he admitted he was wrong. And then he told me a police officer stopped him. And he told him to get out of the car, and he did. And he got out, and he says, "There's my hand. I want you to shake it." 35 years of you being straight has shown me that I'm doing the job of what I was meant to do. Reform and reducing crime. And that's what I mean. Always forgive people. He committed it many years ago. He is straight. And that's why we should really learn to forgive people. We do crazy things when we're young. We got to look at a better solution. And I'm trying to forgive them. And I do a lot of self-Reiki and a lot of EFT tapping. And really think maybe there was things that I had emotional problems. I was in grief and they weren't around. And I was using the money in the house to just stay alive. Maybe I was feeling sorry for myself, but I couldn't get my head together. I needed a friend. I'd just gone through a divorce. But society doesn't judge that. It's just a blanket statement, unfortunately, and I bet you a lot of you would go through that. Well, looking at my life, I got a piano there. She's got a piano up there, and I want to study music, and I'll have more money than they ever shook a stick at. See, they're the graspers. People that have to take from you. They don't know how to make money. Well, I've got this all planned out, and it's working. It's going to work. But I couldn't get insurance in Ontario. I'll get it in Alberta. I'll probably get it. They said, if you're going to Alberta, then he gave me policies. It's cheaper out there. No taxes. Why not? And I think I'll get more clients. I see the Alberta government is wanting more of these people like me to help guide people into the right jobs and everything. And seeing what they're suited for. I talked to a woman down there in the laundry room. Why do you care about people? That was so counter and valued to me to say that. But then she's, like most people, isolated in some sort of thing that other people don't matter. Of course, I'll get paid for it. But if I'm helping people, that's important. I went into a Starbucks in Calgary. This young woman has studied, got a master's degree in education. She can't do the work. It burned her out. It's overwhelmed her. We should really have psychology of industrial psychology and like this that really looks at the person's skills. And if they are an HSP, a highly sensitive person. And I think she was. She was a very nice young woman. And she was kind. She didn't know what she was going to do next. But she started talking positive to me. Maybe I should go up in the foothills and go for hikes with my girlfriends. Maybe I should go to a yoga retreat. Get your head together. You got time. You haven't got much income. You gotta spend it in university. There's a lot of people go into university and come out. I don't know what. They graduate. They get a master's degree, but it doesn't mean it's useless. You might not be working in that field. You always got to be changing. I don't think anything's useless. I don't think anything's a waste of time. Life experience is life experience. I talked to a young man there. He's on a Mac computer in a coffee shop. I said, "What'd you graduate in?" And he said, "Sociology." "Are you using it?" "No." But I says, "I've got a new interest." "What do you want to learn?" "Jazz piano." What's the difference? It's a new. Keep on learning, develop, and see where it goes. You come to crossroads, and that's why I'm really serious about life coaching and transformational life coaching with psychology and qualifications to prove that I can do this. I lost all my courses, and they're on a file. I gave them the information. I might give them back. Say my phone's broken down. If I could get those courses on there, and I might study ancient magic and some. I was studying under Priority Life Coaching Academy, a really good one. He's got a PhD in psychology. And transformational life coaching, I was studying under him too. So I studied NLP, neurolinguistics, Renaissance. I was studying under Libby Shear in England, and it was CBT and all these therapies. It's good to have them all under my belt and certified. I finished aromatherapy, diploma level, and I just keep on learning. Half the time I'm just reading audiobooks on psychology and new findings. Dr. Gabor Mate, I really like his books. And I read The Myth of Normal, incredible book. It's on my iPhone. He's got it in the shop. It's just so he's packed up. I'll pay for it before I leave. He should have it done. If he doesn't, I'll have him ship it to me. But I just really proud of myself for getting through all these things. Pride standeth before fall. No, it just shows that I've found something that what I've suffered is what I've found the golden lining in helping other people get through. Because life is not people think in meaning all the time. They have an absolute, and that's the way the system works in Ontario. And other areas. Nothing has absolute meaning. The acceptance of suffering is what that is. Like he says, Jordan Peterson says this. He says, life is suffering. No, the sensational life is suffering. So he's never found the inner peace. And that's what the noble truth is. The sensational life is suffering. So I found other models that seem to work. I'm really big on something that works. It doesn't have to be Buddhist, but we're in a Christian society. I like the Course in Miracles. I think that fits a camp there of people that believe in the Holy Trinity of God. I really think it's a good one for that. So I'm going to keep on learning. I'm going to write things down in my Reiki box and apply them. And isn't that a beautiful box? She looked at it. Oh, Craig, that's beautiful. Oh, she's in therapy doing work. She believes in the stuff I do too. I know it works. So I'm manifesting things. But not here. Not in Ontario. It's too much pain, too much trauma. And forgive it and go on. So now I'm going to put in the Reiki box. We're cutting and clearing all the garbage in my life and coming up with a decision if I should change my legal name or if it's too much. They don't have the same name. Doesn't matter, my name. That's sort of vicious. Got planned out right. I don't want to, I was getting cards, Oracle decks, and it was saying revenge is a boomerang effect. I think it does. Forgive and let go and move on. Yeah, your life will get better, Greg. Just don't get attached to things. People will do things to you to get, because what do? They're living in a fear-based reality. And that's what goes down. As the fear increases, the crime rates go up, the dishonesty goes up, and people rip each other off. Their family members did it. And they said, I'm not a part of the family. It's all right. I got a call from Australia. And I'm going to go. But right now, I want to get some Ontario work experience in the horse field, build my business out in Alberta. And I think I can make money. And my field is teaching people how to get into the horse business and making money at it with income streams and positive things. And the music industry too, because I was in music. I see all the problems and what are the solutions I look for. And that's creativity. That goes with me. But if I keep on blaming people, I'll never think right. So this is the problem with our mind. We get angry and we get frustrated when people disrespect us. But we can't expect everybody to respect us. It's the fact of life. We just move on. But I learned a good lesson. And I thank him for the lesson, even though it was maybe negative, positive, or was there a golden lining? It told me what to watch out before when you see it on a person's face that looks deceitful. And I was getting it in the oracle cards. It said there's somebody deceitful stealing money on you. I'll just let it go. I gotta let a lot of things go. I got these furniture here. I'm leaving them. I'm just not doing well, and I'll leave them. And she's got an apartment up there